pep talk time. Welcome to Kyera in My Pocket, where personal transformation gets intimate, raw, and uncensored. So do not say that I didn't warn you. I'm Kacey, founder of Liberate Her, an international best-selling author of Rich Bitch Money Goals, Becoming the Energetic Match to Wealth. I have coached thousands of women around the world using our 9 iconic rich bitch principles to change their lives, their businesses, and their bank accounts. So get ready for unfiltered stories, TMI moments, and the exact mindset and embodiment shifts that have helped me build a multi-7-figure empire. I am here to help you on your path to personal and professional success. So tune in, turn up, and let's fucking go. I got a pocket full of Kyera. Whoa. I couldn't help myself. Let's go. I woke up this morning just feeling some kind of way. Irritated. I was tired. I know my cycle is approaching. Hormones are changing. But I want to talk about this because a lot of times people are looking at entrepreneurs, coaches, mentors, whatever, and they see the highlight reel. You guys see a lot of highlight reels from me. And I want to talk about the moments where I feel like hot garbage. I'm just feeling a little annoyed. And it wasn't because my dogs got me up at 4:45, although, I wouldn't mind if they slept in a little bit more. At the same time, I'm a morning person, so I do love getting up early. It allowed me to be out the door by 5:30. I walked for an hour and I came back and I'm like, I just feel irritated. And so I had a private client scheduled for this morning at 10 a.m. And I'm like, I'm not getting on this call in this energy. That's not how I do things. And so first of all, I just want to normalize being human. I want to normalize that the emotions that we can have are very fucking real. And there's no amount of success that a person generates that has them void of their human. And sometimes the humans. And so here's what I did this morning. Aside from the walk that I took, knowing I had a client at 10 a.m., we had an iconic edge call scheduled for this morning. And I decided that I was going to go into a meditation. And the first thing that I did was a lot of breath work. So for me, I have found that it really helps me to get into a better state. And it also helps me to wake up. So I don't drink coffee. For those of you that drink coffee, do your thing. I know that people love coffee, but I don't drink coffee. I don't want to depend on it. I feel like a lot of people are always like, oh, I can't start my day until I have my coffee. I can't function without my coffee. That's their affirmation. And I'm like, so what happens if your ass is I don't know, on a private island and there's no coffee? Are you okay? Where are we at here? So I don't love coffee. I don't love the way that it makes me feel. So I don't drink it. I don't do caffeine. That's a lie. I drink kombucha. There's black tea. But it's anyway, you get the point. So I did some intense breath work. Again, I found that as a very sensitive, psychic, open channel, very empathic person, breath work helps me to move the energy real fast. So with working out, going for a run, punching my bag, I've got a speed bag in the basement. If you don't know, I am very skilled at the speed bag. I would put money down any day on beating somebody, unless you're like Mike Tyson, a really great UFC fighter. But anyway, the first thing I did was some breath work. And then I went into a meditation and I just worked on shifting my energy. And this is really important for me because if you're familiar with my brand, if you're familiar with my work, then you know that I lead with my energy first. I lead with frequency first. And I am not, I'm not a fake it kind of person. If I'm feeling some kind of way, if I'm feeling off, if I'm feeling spicy, I'm not going to hide that. That, first of all, that's not in service to me. It's not in service to anyone else. And I can't do it. So I went into this meditation and I just focused on my fourth center. I focused on my heart and I stayed there for the entire time. Now, people always ask, how long are your meditations? They want to know these things. So the meditation I did was the generous present moment. I think it was 47 minutes. And I just found that for majority of that meditation, I was working on not being in my head, not thinking about things. It was kind of like a tug of war. So it was probably the last 10 minutes that I found myself going to heart coherence, where everything, the noise stopped, the voices stopped, the thoughts stopped, everything just went silent. It was like stillness. I felt this incredible peace and calm wash over me. And then I had all of these things start coming through my channel, these ideas, these just everything. It was so, so beautiful, so profound. So I come out of that meditation. I've got like 10 minutes to get ready before my next call. And I got on that call. My energy was different. And immediately, as soon as I saw my client, it was like, download after download after download for her brand. And we had to pivot her and everything that she was going to be doing. And I guarantee, and by the way, she was lit the fuck up. Like the level of excitement, alignment, the knowing that like this was the path for her was so fucking undeniable. And I can say with confidence that that would not have happened if I would not have taken the time to manage my energy, to manage my emotions, to shift my state. It is a standard that I have for any and everything in my life, but especially if I'm getting on a call, whether I'm leading my mastermind, whether it's a private client. And I have had moments with private clients. Now, this has been very rare, but it has happened where I haven't had enough time to shift my state. And I've messaged them and I've said, here's where I'm at, here's what I need. And I will either say, let's take 30 minutes off the hour and we'll rebook that. Or if you have the time, we'll extend it and we'll just whatever push it out. Like I never compromise the call ever. And I also don't lie about things. I'm very transparent because I am so clear that that is in service to them. And I'm sharing that with you because there are moments, and I guarantee that you would know exactly what I'm talking about. And you can likely pinpoint when this has happened, where in business, let's say you've gotten on a call with a client and you've had maybe, I don't know, let's say an argument with a spouse or somebody in your life, and then you're like, I've got 5 minutes to get on this fucking call, and you're now irritated, and then you get on that call and you're like, hey Lisa, and like you're just smiling, you're pretending everything's fine, but the reality is your mental real estate is being tied up with what just happened, which means you're not fully present and available for your client, and you're not fully present and available for the call. And where people get it wrong is they feel that if they have to push something back or they have to pivot something so that they can be fully responsible for the energy that they're bringing to that call, they think it's going to make them look weak. They think there's something wrong. What I always tell people is it doesn't matter what you're going through, whether you're going through extreme grief, maybe something unexpected in your life has come up, and you're dealing with something that's really big, really dramatic, really traumatic, really painful, whatever that is. When you're going through moments like that, it doesn't make you any less powerful, but it also means that if you're in service to somebody else, there's some work that you likely have to do. And so getting on that call and having just the most magical fuck yes moments, million-dollar ideas coming through was like, it's just such a reminder that no matter what you have going on in your life, you should be prioritizing your energy above any and everything else, even if that means you have to push something back, or you have to be like, I've got to move this meeting so that I can take 20 minutes to go do some fucking breath work, move this energy, and show up in the kind of frequency that is going to make the ultimate difference. So, like, even when I was recording for my book, the audio book for Rich Bitch Money Goals, I had something happen right before the first day of recording. And it was literally, I was sitting in front of the microphone. I'm in the studio. I can see Jenny. I can see the sound technician behind the glass. Like they're talking about something. And so I'm like, okay, I've got a couple minutes to look at my phone, whatever. I pull up an email and I see something that was not ideal. And my energy immediately went to shit. So I got up because I'm like, fuck this. I will not record this audiobook in this energy. I got up. I talked to Jenny, and then I was like, I need 5 minutes to go outside and shift my state. So I'm outside of this full office building, and I go outside, and the streets to the left of me, there's cars driving by, like people can see me. And I'm out there doing breath work, and I'm sure I looked weird. I don't care. I don't care where I am. I don't care who's around, what's going on. I will do what is required to put myself in the right kind of energy, especially when I am showing up for somebody else or I'm showing up for a project. And the recording of that audiobook, the energy fucking mattered. And so I was able to self regulate. And by the way, that becomes a skill set. And it will start happening for you faster and faster the more that you take this on. And this becomes a standard in your life, a standard in your work, a standard in your practice. So more than anything, I just want to normalize. Oh, by the way, once I did that and I went to sit down, it was like I was just a different person. I was excited. I was in the right energy. I was completely focused on the task at hand. So I want you to remember what I said previously a few moments ago, and that's when you don't take the time to self-regulate, when you don't take the time to shift your energy, you have energy tied up, mental real estate tied up that will be, which means that energy and that mental real estate is not available for high level creation and channeled ideas to flow through you. And it would also mean that there's a block somewhere in your energy. So no matter what you're doing, it's going to be impacted. And so I want this to be a reminder. I don't care how successful you are. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care. I don't care who you are. And I don't say that like you're not a big deal. I just mean we're all human. And no matter how much money we make, no matter how much success, no matter what we've done in our life, we are going to have moments that require us to go, I need to take a time out so that I can actually shift the state that I'm in, so that I can make the biggest difference for the work that I'm here to do and the work that other people are going to receive. Because whether you believe it or not, your words hold a frequency. And when you're in a shitty mood, you can smile all day long, but the frequency, the truth of your energy is going to be felt. So I will leave you with this: frequency first. Maintain your standards, and self-regulating should be a non-negotiable in your life, in your business, in your work, with your finances, all the things. And if you're not self-regulating, that's one of your financial glass ceilings. And everybody poops. I'm going to leave it at that. We are all human, okay? This podcast was brought to you by my international best-selling book, Rich Bitch Money Goals: Becoming the Energetic Match to Wealth, which is available at over 39,000 retailers across the nation. So make sure you pick up your copy today. You can find it in places like Amazon, Target, Indigo, Barnes & Nobles, Walmart, and more.